Jones books. You know what I mean? I got 3, 4 different songwriting books. I literally have a library of all kind of stuff I'm diving into on a regular. It's on top of documentaries. Like I live music, so it's not to me. It's nothing foreign to where I'm not diving in and studying, even outside of hip hop. Like I actually to a point to where I live it. So it's more than just hopping on the mic.
You be watching Unsung? I be watching Unsung all the
Yeah,
time.
I watch Unsung, but I also watch what's the Songland was another one that dope was dope. The Quincy documentary was dope as hell. I can go all day on documentaries. The BB King one was, you know, it's like to me, I got about like 80, 90 DVD documentaries on top of the saved links and Netflix. Is like I can go all day on that topic.
But it be weird though, cause like even the stuff about Nick Cannon, like you know what happened to Nick Cannon, but it was like I swear I thought Nick Cannon had his masters to that Wild Now shit already. It's just crazy to me that he didn't have his masters for Wild Now.
And
They're doing it.
that's why I got into the business. A lot of people don't know the politics behind stuff. You know, once you sign contracts, I actually know a lot of people on Nick Cannon's team. Nick Cannon's a boss, but Viacom is a mega giant. You know, like it's different. It's a different ball game when you're dealing with mega giants. There's not too many mega giants. Like I heard somebody say, "Oh, you shouldn't mess with MTV and VH1 anyway. You should have went to BET. They're also owned by Viacom." Like a lot of people don't know that stuff. Like I studied. That's another thing why I went to school for marketing and music business. Like for me, I'm diving deep into it on a whole nother level. So when I'm working on music, when I'm working with people who's interested in the music industry, like I gotta paint pictures for them because there's many different approaches. So it's like when we're looking at something like that, you gotta know the full spectrum of what y'all dealing with. Like everybody wanna be this artist and don't realize they didn't have their contracts right. They were broke. They ain't know this. Like there's a lot of situations that people are unaware of. You know, like
especially go ahead. Like, especially when you're dealing with somebody like Viacom, you ain't finna ask for that's big. So you're not really gonna talk about masters with them if they don't bring that shit up.
I'm just like, I'm just saying, man. If you was looking like with that Nick Cannon, his class, man, he basically had like all the black leaders on there talking their stuff. So it was like, man, you should already know something was gonna happen. So it's like you can't really be talking like that without not expecting nothing to happen. Because he had everybody like Grip, RZA, he had Tariq. I'm talking about he had like the extreme black people on there that you know they could say some crazy shit. Like he had them on there, so it's like
and they hyped them up too to say that you can't. I mean, they paying you. They paying you. Can't be talking about them people if they paying you.
The thing is though, Nick Cannon is doing what he's been doing. The difference is the platform group. You know what I'm saying? Like he been speaking his mind. He been doing his spoken word. But what happened was he started getting on these platforms, and a lot of more things around him started making him more of a face. He's been behind the scenes for a minute, but when you start to see him host on Masked Singer, Wild 'N Out was not on the level Masked Singer is, even though Wild 'N Out is big. You know what I mean? Wild 'N Out was huge, but Masked Singer was on like a prime time network.
It's like global.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have him becoming the face of the morning show at Power 106. Like that means every morning he's going against Big Boy, who's a former Power 106 head. You know what I mean? So as he's taking off, the searches for Nick Cannon is increasing. So all things he's doing on his own are building a bigger buzz. So it's kind of like, all right, now the stuff you were saying, even though you've been saying it, you have more ears, you have more listeners, you're grabbing an audience who probably never knew of your existence, who you're probably going to offend a lot more.
Yeah, facts. They like, who the hell? Yeah, like you said, you got people like, who the hell is that? But other people, a lot of people know who he is. But like you said, some people that didn't know who he was. Oh, this is a new dude talking with and like some people say, he was telling the truth, but man, that ain't the truth. People want out like that. Like you can't talk like that and get most people on your side with that.
Yeah,
especially
you can't talk like that when they own the whole industry you talking.
Yeah,
like shit, they run the whole entertainment industry, bro. Like shit, like come on, man.
You basically you fell on a grenade for no unless you got some big coming up after this.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was just surprised that he didn't already own Wild Now and had his own shit like that.
Yeah, another thing for me is too, like, I'm always careful of what I speak. I learn so much, you know what I mean? Like I'm always growing and learning stuff, but I understand the power of if you say something that's not supposed to be said on a public platform, well, the rest will follow. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the Dick
Yeah.
Gregory, the Dr. Sebi's. You can see what happens. The Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther's. You get too big on the platform and you speak out against history or what you're not supposed to speak out against. You're revealing something that makes you a target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. That's what I'm saying too, man. Like sometimes, like I like what TK Kirkland. Y'all know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying like he said, man, get your money. He said you gotta get your money, stay low, and sometimes flex occasionally. And he was saying just like get your education, get your money, teach your kids. But he said you gotta be kind of low sometimes. Like we be thinking like some of the shit we know, but you can't just be telling everybody about that shit. Like we need to keep this shit among us a little bit more before we put everything on social media.
Hey, same thing they say to
everybody watching on social media. So like you put that shit on social media, that's for everybody, not just your community.
Yep.
So it's like you talking to your family, you say shit to your family that you don't say to everybody else. So if you talking to your family, you gonna keep it real. So if you talking to your family, you can't talk a certain way. Like everybody else ain't gonna understand what you saying.
That same thing happened with John Gotti though. It was like, look, the mob don't move like that, right? But you all in the videos, you dancing around, you on the phone talking to people about what you about to do. The mob don't move like that. Soon as you went against what they want you to do, look what happened to you.
Yep.
Ain't nobody snitched on nobody like on the level of John Gotti, I guess, until like I guess if you want to count El Chapo, but if you moving now like everybody else moving, it's gonna fall down on you. You're gonna fall in your face anyway.
I'm a firm believer, and you know what? Like, what matters most to me is training those around me. So I mean, like, even with the music game, I always drop jewels on all my platforms. I'm dropping jewels, but my like actual team, my direct team that I work with on a regular, like, I'm an open resource 24/7. Like, we can go through whatever. Like, I want to make sure they gamed up because there's too many sharks in the industry that don't want you to know, don't want you to know the game. But when they go out, they equip, and that's why they win.
So who you working with?
You said what?
Say who was some of the artists you working with?
I definitely stay close to my Pallbearer team. We got Adonis, Basshead, Shy Bully, 5-1, Mass, Matic, Legacy. Those are some of my direct ones. But then the music scene in San Diego, I keep close to a lot of the ones making moves and pushing. It's not to push the names, but a lot of those on the scene right now, I stay in contact with as much as I can. And that's just because that's what we got to do to build up and go up that pyramid. We'll move forward and keep pushing.
But I'm saying who so because every time people talk about San Diego rappers now, you can hear each person say different rappers. So who you think some of the hottest in Diego right now?
Some of the hottest in San Diego right now?
Yeah.
Let's not do that one. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Only because, like, I feel like that's kind of just one of those topics to where it's a never ending debate. And, it's receipts to back up some of the ones. But I would definitely say a couple. Adonis is pushing forward. JoJo's out there. Hardini's out there. One of the hottest lyrically, who's not really even fully hit his prime how he needs to, is Nino California. He cold.
Oh yeah.
Yo, you know what's funny? I was gonna play that damn Nino California tonight. I downloaded that it's him with like GGB Stone, Ocean on there, Don Elway on there.
The Rider remix.
Yeah. I had it queued up to play it too.
Nah, I interviewed him when in Rec Studio. I went to Rec Studio like a month ago and I interviewed him.
Yeah, Nino
cold. He hard.
Yeah,
they be going in.
Yeah, I just like I said, it's a lot of artists I ain't never like I said, some of the people you name, so it's like San Diego, like shit, it's a lot of rappers out here.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard, but like a lot of people I named right now, and then you got like Little Gino, you got Bootsy. It's so many, you know what I mean? Like that's why I hate to do the name thing, but it's like when it comes down to it, I see a lot of these artists in the studio. You know what I mean? I'm in the studio with them. I'm seeing them move. Like I'm reaching out to them, touching base with them, just kind of seeing their videos, throwing some alley-oops their way, and just kind of vibing to see what's going on. Like it's such a different culture. Like for me, I'm never one of the one of the ones to be like, oh, who's hot now? Who's this? Like, let's name drop. That to me, that is a different level of maturity because everybody feels they're hot. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of top lists going around, a lot of I'm performing here, a lot of shows, a lot of tag people with likes. That's not industry. That's not moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you really moving it, you'll see who's really moving on different levels because you see them in different pockets. You see them in LA. You see them in different studios. And everybody who's hitting the different levels, they know who they are. They all in the same networks. They all in the same groups. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's speaking more volume. You see the placements coming with them. You see the bags behind it. You see the money. You see the different corporations attached to them. Like, it's a different era than what it used to be. A lot of those people are doing the same, and yeah, their music may be hot, like not gonna lie, but as far as the business decisions and moves, it just doesn't transcend. So I always feel like that's one of those topics that can get kind of like, can be a little interesting.
Yeah, we was doing a little podcast, me and Poe with some San Diego artists, podcasters, but it's always the same conversation with amongst them, like how can we make rappers from San Diego pop? How can we make? I'm like, but like Poe said, man, y'all can't talk about that shit for like 10 years. Y'all been saying the same shit. How we gonna pop? Like, I don't know, man. I felt like that when I was there too. It was like a lot of dudes, but like you always been the way you are though, like a student of the game, like try to master the game. You was like that when I met you. So, but there's a lot of cats that just stay stuck and then they wonder why, like, damn man, why I ain't getting no love out here or.
You know what? That's one of the first mistakes is why I'm not getting any love. You know what I mean? Like, to me, and you seen how I rock the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes down to it, I'm testing the stage. I'm testing the climate. I'm testing the weather to see what's going on. Like, if I perform something and it's whack, that's not going in my set again. If the DJ mess up and the sound go down, I know how to freestyle a whole hour if I need to hold the set and keep going. Like, to me, I feel like so many people rely on everybody else but themselves. So it's like you start pushing, pointing fingers, and doing all that. Like, it's just like Poe said, he was at DJ Rex studio. I've been in DJ Rex many a times. Like, I know most of the engineers over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talked to DJ Rex before he even launched the studio. But to me, at the same time, I know a lot of the studios in San Diego. If somebody hit me about a studio, I know, what are you looking for? Like, it's the same thing with like the reference point. Because to me, I understand what's around. I understand the ask. I know who's moving and who's going to get you taken care of with your expectations. Like, I feel like everyone has different expectations, and so it's like some people want to just go make a song and hit the streets and get played on Facebook 100 times. It's cool. I got an engineer for you for that. Somebody wants to go ahead and get a platinum song and wants to go ahead and push it and got a budget. I got the connect for that too. It just all depends on your vision, and then I can do my best to help execute.
So what you call yourself right now? It sounds like you're trying to be an executive or something.
I'm going to be a mogul. I ain't trying to do that.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm a creator. You know what I'm saying? I'm a songwriter. I'm an artist. If I know how to do video. I edited the Word with God video and shot green screen myself and edited that. Like, I got 2 ill media, so I do that all kind of videography, photos, whatever is needed on that end. Like, to me, I'm a person that creates and gets the job done. So it don't matter if I'm in the artist seat, the songwriting seat, if we just doing some hooks and getting some singers on it, like, what's needed, I'm in there to make it happen.
That's what's up. Shit, that's what the game need that. So you young Puffy right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the mentality I'm on right now. That's why like rapping I love rapping. I'll never stop being an artist. Like, I got tons of songs on deck just sitting on my hard drive. But to me, the bigger picture is getting to a place to where I could change lives with music, be able to change careers, change something. Like, we don't have that in this generation right now. We don't have a Quincy Jones. We don't have a Diddy. We don't have somebody who is younger trying to make that happen. Everybody wants to be in a spotlight and don't realize how fast they fizzle out. So I'm just handling what I can on the back end to make sure 50 years down the line, I'm still sitting here doing what I'm doing at a greater level.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So we got I think we got the Voodoo track.
Oh yeah, Voodoo, that's dope too.
We can hit them with the Voodoo track. What's that about?
Voodoo was just a little bit of wordplay. Voodoo kind of just describes what I was talking about. You know, like what I'm doing is kind of like a spell. Other rappers are doing that, but I could do a better type of situation. Just showing a dope flow, put a little catchy hook to it, and spit. That sums it up. It's a fun track to me.
All right,